From KMUW Wichita,
From Toronto, Ontario.
And from Armilla, Spain.
This is You're Saying It Wrong. Let's talk words. Hey there, Kathy. Hey, Ross. Coming up, we will have the thrilling conclusion to last week's Spelling Bee for me, the 10 most commonly misspelled words in the English language. We have one left. I have no doubt it will be exciting and trip me up, but there was something else you wanted to start with, Ross?
Yeah, a while back we talked about unthaw. Do you remember that?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, we said this was like usually means not. And in this case, we said unthaw didn't. It was sort of like a kind of not even an intensifier. It was just basically just there. So we had two different things about One was not, and one was basically very rarely kind of just there. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Then I was talking to Kathy, and I was thinking about undead. Now, undead does not mean alive, but it doesn't mean dead either. It's a really unique use of un.
Yeah, something that's undead is almost like something that has died and come back, or something that exists in a strange space between being alive and dead. I mean, so the undead is usually when we talk about, I guess, I was going to say a vampire, because I think zombies.
Although the zombie show was undead. I mean,
it was the undead. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
I think that's actually though inaccurate.
Yeah, I think undead is more like vampires, and Walking Dead or Living Dead.
Oh no, that was the Walking Dead. Was the zombies?
Yeah, Living Dead, Walking Dead, undead. Yeah, that's
interesting. Now the undead to me is I can't. It's always Dracula for me.
But
I mean,
but whatever though, it's just sort of interesting with the because if I said like he joined the undead, we have a very different thing. If I said he's alive again, we wouldn't work,
You'd say reanimated
or something. No, it's just a
Frankenstein.
But I think linguistically it's really sort of interesting because we have and we all instantly know undead doesn't mean alive. No.
Right.
And we also know, unlike unthaw, it doesn't mean unthawed. It doesn't mean, dead.
Because undead is like a quasi. It's like a halfway.
Yeah. And I was just wondering, listeners to listen to it or whatever, can you think of any other unprefix word that is not and does not either mean not or nothing? If it means something, if it is like a shade of meaning.
I'm curious. Sort of yeah. I'd love to hear some people weigh in on this.
I cannot find any, but
unlikely. No, that's not likely.
Not likely.
Yeah. I'm tired, okay?
Although we could say it's unlikely anyone will find any. I could not. I'm really curious about it.
That is really interesting. Yeah. I mean, because it is sort of in a sense not dead, but that's not really what we mean, because you and I aren't undead as far as I'm aware.
Well, technically.
Well, watch out, Fletcher. You don't know. As I take a big draft of blood or something, right? No, it's weird. It's weird, which goes to the word we're going to quiz you on. Weird. We're sure you know how to spell it. This is the last word. But this has a really interesting, we were talking about rules in English. So let's go with weird. I know you're going to do it right. Said Ross as Fletcher does it wrong, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, be kind.
Yes.
So he can edit it, Ross. He does have editing capabilities.
Yeah.
And I use them. So this is the final word in the 10 most commonly misspelled words. Weird, W-E-I-R-D.
Precisely.
Feels like it should be W-I-E-R-D, but then once you look at it, that does look weird.
Right. Okay, so let's start with the rules of English. What's the rule about E?
I and E?
I. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, usually we say I before E, except after C, and then I think there are long extensions to that with all of the exceptions.
Yeah, it was like that with sounding like A is in way, neighbor and way, and
and except when
weird.
Yep, and except when it makes the sound E. We have I before E, I before E except after C when it makes the sound E. And then we also have the problem not if EI is with comparatives or superlatives like fancier. And when sounded like A as a neighbor.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
Kathy just says, okay, why don't we read our new rule for to help people learn how to spell.
I want to just like say, I'm going to give credit where credit is due because Ross wrote this rule and it's very, very nice. I before E except after C when it makes the sound E, and not if it is with comparatives or superlatives like fancier. And when sounded as A as a neighbor and way, also when the word is a scientific word coming from ancient Greek, also usually with an E sound. Oh, and also for other exceptions too, like C's and abseil, and albeit. And weird.
Yeah. So we decided we're going to publish that rule for people to learn.
I wish that Noah Webster were here right now.
Oh, that's lovely. I like it. You said albeit. Do you know how many people I hear say albite?
Yes, yeah. I'm sure.
And it always takes me a second to like figure out what they're talking about. And they're like, oh yeah, they mean albeit.
Yep. I had that in college, actually. I remember that well. I said albeit, and the person goes, what are you talking about? And then, oh, wow, it's albeit. I did that. I did all intensive purposes once as well. And I remember, I think it was in high school, and a girl I liked said, for all intents and purposes. And I went, ooh, that's interesting. And then
Well, all right. I guess that's the conclusion of our most commonly misspelled words. People can go back and listen to last week's episode to hear that I got all of them right, I'm sure, except for one probably.
I just wanted to say quickly that weird back in the day was spelled W-Y-R-D, which I think was a lot better. Going back to my Noah, I'm channeling my Noah again. But I think that was much nicer.
I agree with you. I mean, when you spell it W-Y-R-D, like write it down. It looks really cool. And it looks weird. It does.
Yeah.
I really like it.
It looks undead. Sorry.
But one interesting thing, too, the words in French origin usually got the IE. And then Old English origin words like ate, way, etc. have EI very commonly. So it's just weird in that sense. Mm-hmm. But in this case, the ate and way obviously don't have a C in front, so they don't get us confused.
And they don't sound the same as weird. Which is also...
Yeah, we would not be neighbor. No, you're right.
No. Shall we go on now?
Yes.
To a whole nother topic.
A whole nother topic.
This is the rest. Last week, Zach from Brooklyn, we talked about Zed. This is the rest of his email, which was also compelling. And he said, another question for you, or should I say a whole nother question? Yes, that's the question. What's with that whole nother? I see it and hear it a fair amount. I'm sure it's wrong. It sounds like some fake Southernism. Is it?
I mean, I think I can understand why this happens pretty easily. We say another all the time, which sounds like space another. People know it's not, but it sounds like it. And so we can slip the word in between and another. We do this with other words. I'm only thinking of curse words right now. But
yes.
But I mean, we do it. Like we slip a word into the middle of a word. It's not a completely uncommon thing to do. I try not to do it, and it bugs me when people do it. I'll bet I still do actually say it sometimes. It's just easy. It's just like when you're not thinking, that can just come out of your mouth.
Yeah, I think that's a fairly decent way of looking at it. I don't like the word nother though. Kath, you like it actually. You said that.
I like a whole nother. I really like how it sounds. I think nother was considered a variant of other. I mean, it was a legit
that.
Yeah.
Is that true? I love that.
Well, it's basically a variant though. It's not like I don't think if you wrote it, I don't think you would be acceptable like in most newspapers or something like that.
Well, no,
nowadays.
I mean,
yeah.
But I mean, I said old variant in fairness. I did say that. So it did go back to the 14th century. I mean, it was, people said nother.
Mhm.
They did, for real, for real. And then as time went on, this is like sort of a fossil phrase. Then you've got, not in the 19th century, you saw whole nother as opposed to whole, that was the phrase. And now you do not see, nother without whole.
Yeah.
I don't say I want well, you do say another, but now we're going to go on to this whole concept of words and ends and bracketing and so forth, right, Ross?
Yeah, we're going to talk about rebracketing, which is an interesting sort of
Rebracketing?
concept. Yes.
Oh, this is new to me.
Now, Fletcher, you rebracket probably a lot, or you use the results of rebracketing. Rebracketing is where you've got two words and there's like a boundary. There's one word, space, another word. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what happens when the words kind of get mushed together and one letter goes away? For example, what is that yellow, or I mean, sorry, I can't say, I can't think of the, I only get to the
A fruit
what,
that's not yellow, but almost reddish,
but it's sort of like,
yellow.
yeah, it's sort of like a lemon, but it's like a nicer lemon to eat.
Mandarins, okay.
Yeah. Or you have like,
Oh.
instead of having lemon juice, you have this kind of citrus juice, which what is?
You're clearly talking about grapefruit. No, you're talking about an orange.
Right,
Correct.
right. What do you think the original word was?
Oh yeah, didn't it start with an N?
Mhm.
Yep. It
Nor-
used to
I
be
mean, I don't know
Norwich.
exactly.
It
would
was
be-
a Norange.
Norwich.
Orange. Wow.
Isn't that
And
cool?
now we say an orange.
Right,
Correct.
right.
Oh, wow.
The one that slipped me out was, it used to be I don't even know what they are. They're like reptiles, are they, Ross? Okay, now we call them newts, but back
newt.
then, yeah,
It
they
would
were
be an
oots.
oot. Yeah.
Oh. And
No,
so
it's cool.
just over time, the way we said it started to make it so that we spelled it different.
Yeah. An orange, and we sort of like basically heard it, and it sounds like an orange, an orange. I mean, an orange, then an orange, and it
That's
kind of mixes
wild.
together. Actually, it's
Yeah.
interesting because we're going to talk about Arabic words from into English, and Norange actually is from an Arabic word naranj, which means it's like a bitter orange is naranj.
Huh. Uh-huh.
But the other one is sort of weird because in Arabic, Portugal is a regular orange, which gave the name to Portugal, which is sort of cool.
Oh, yeah, wow.
We have those bitter origins at all the streets here, and people that come and visit pluck them and think, "Ooh," and then they try to eat them.
No, they're basically for cooking or making
Yeah.
orange
Mhm.
marmalade or something.
Yes. But we go back to another. The another thing is another what came from another.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is cool too. It's rebracketing.
You mean originally?
No, it's the rebracketing is an other, and then it became
Uh-huh.
it was falsely it was rebracketed as another, and then it went back to other, etc. So it's confused.
Basically, we're rebracketing right now with what we're doing.
Well, there's
saying
yeah,
another.
and there's
whole
backing and
nother.
forthing. I mean, there are a couple of old rebracketed words.
I was just going to say that.
like
yeah.
Nyland, narrow, which for an arrow. An ox used to be called sometimes a nox, N-O-X. Oak
Oh.
used to be noke. Napple was an apple. Neg would be egg. They got rid of all of those, but some survived, and that's what we're going to go through, which ones survived the process. We go back to, we don't say napple, we say an apple. We went backwards again.
Yeah, usually the N was lost over
Mhm.
time, was like the key. So you have apron instead of napron. This one
one's a
that was-
cool one. That's what we should do, Kath. This one I love.
Mm,
Fletcher, you're a baseball fan. What is the guy who decides if it's a strike called?
Numpire.
it was.
It'd be more
Wow.
numper,
What?
actually. Do you know the origin of that word? I thought that was really interesting.
No, I have no idea.
It comes from the non. It's for the old French. Non is no or not,
Uh-huh.
and then pair is equal. So it's in that sense, it was originally like a legal thing. It's not equal. And then it became someone who, and then it was in wrestling, and then it became someone who has to arbitrate between two competing things legally, i.e., not equal. They have to make sure they are. Isn't that cool?
Wow. The numpire.
So next time you go to a baseball game,
Numpire.
next time you go to a baseball game, you can go to the next person sitting next to you. Do you know the origin of the umpire? And you could say,
Hey,
I was going to say, hey, numpire, your lines.
You
What the hell's
stink,
wrong with you?
nump.
That's what I was thinking. I was going to say, have you ever heard the phrase eating humble pie?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it used to be numble pie.
Really?
I love that one. Yeah, numble pie or umble pie, but usually numble pie.
Numble
Because it was
pie.
made, the original thing was made from the heart, liver, kidneys, the whole, stuff that you don't want to eat
Mhm.
of a deer, which were called the numbles.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
Yeah. So you ate the numbles in a pie.
Mm-hmm.
But it was usually given to like your lower class, your servants, your helpmates. Well, the rich people were eating all the nice meat from the deer.
Yeah.
They were eating the
Yeah.
numbles.
How interesting. That is fascinating.
Yeah. I like numble pie better than humble pie, frankly.
I do too. Although I don't, is that, I was just thinking that we were talking, is that still used at all? It seems like a really old fashioned statement, eating humble pie.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
Sure. It is.
I hear it.
Do you?
I mean, I don't use it, but I've heard it.
Well, I know I've heard it, but I'm just
thing.
wondering, but I'm just wondering, would people still use it now? I mean, I don't know. I just don't think
Humble
I
pie?
can't
think
see saying he's
so.
eating humble pie. I don't know. I'm just wondering. I don't think I've ever used it. I know it, but I don't think I've ever used it. That's what I'm just wondering about. Let me
That's
just
'cause
see
you're
humble.
thinking you should say numble pie, Ross, probably.
Well, I take it back. This interesting. Looking at Google Ngram, which Kathy's going to say is not scientific because it's in books, but it peaked in 1860, and then it also peaked in 2010. It went
wow.
really down in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And then in 2008, it started skyrocketing up. It's weird.
Why? Okay,
have
just
no
4
idea.
days ago on Greenland, Trump eats some humble pie.
Yeah, no, apparently it's very common.
King Charles tells family to make nice with
No, it's very
to eat humble pie.
it's very common. It's interesting.
I don't think I've ever used it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I would
Yeah,
use
I
it, and I
agree
thought it
with
was
you.
old fashioned. But apparently a lot of people are using it. I don't think I would write it either. But it's there.
Well, if I do use it, I'm going to say numble pie.
Numble pie. Okay, this is a different kind of rebracketing. First, we'll do. We've talked about this before. Hamburger.
Sure.
This is sort of thing where we took the Hamburg, which is a town, and or a city, and referred to something from Hamburg, which is a hamburger, but we rebracketed it in effect and took the burger part out,
right.
and then chucked in something called cheese or whatever, or ham, and we used a different word for it. This is not technical rebracketing, but it's playing around with cutting off things, etc.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And then we had this. Go on, Kat. What?
I just wanted to do a side note on burger. Have you guys seen? I think it's in the UK where they beef producers said you can't use the word burger if it's like a veggie or a bean or
that's
what I
funny.
mean, that
Oh,
kind of
that's
thing.
interesting. That's really
Yeah.
interesting.
And it's been in litigation. I don't know what the judgment was. I think they decided it was okay to say burger, but I was talking about it with my husband here because I was saying, well, but you call it a burger. What are you going to, you're going to say
Yes.
bean patty, or so you're still going to say to your friend, I'm having a veggie burger.
Yeah.
And I was
completely.
thinking just like the vagaries of language. What do you guys think about that? Because I thought that was sort of silly. I don't
I
think
think
burger meat. I think burger patty.
I don't
Yeah,
think
well-
it's fair. But I don't think it's fair at all. We're talking about the origin. The origin is basically Berg is city, and then we had ER, which is like a person of the city, and then it
Mhm.
became a word in in English meaning, like you said, a hamburger patty. And I think it's fair. I don't think you can. I don't like this copywriting of words that are in general use at all.
Mhm.
I can see saying something like champagne is from the Champagne region of France, and it's a region and people specifically do, but everyone's been making hamburgers for 100 years. I don't see it. Can't do it. No.
Done.
Yes.
But I prefer medium rare. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just seemed odd. And Ross, did we mention Tmesis? Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes.
Did we mention that? We did? I thought we just said re-bracketing.
Go mention it. Go mention it.
No.
It was back at the beginning with a whole nother. And Fletcher, you had said when we talked about cutting things apart, you could think of the not family friendly cutting apart of words, abso effing lutely, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is it's because re-bracketing is an aspect of that. That's called tmesis. Is that correct,
Yes.
Ross? I worry about my pronunciation. And it's you're separating a compound word by shoving another word in the middle of it. And it comes from the Greek cutting. And that one always gets me because I still remember as a kid, Gene Donnelly, who was able to do abso effing lutely or whatever when I was in junior high.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed. Yeah, I can't do it to this day. I'm incapable of this.
Yeah, some people can really do it. They can really flip it into. I agree with you, Kath. I could do the abso one easily because I've heard it so many times. But they can do like a lot of words and shove it in. I can't do it. No.
Yeah, I stop. I stutter my brain, and it's like never mind. So I'm clean.
Yeah, tmesis. That's interesting. I never really knew that had a. I mean, of course, it has a term. Everything has a term, but I've never learned about that before.
It's funny, the examples I have are whole nother and be thou ware, which is a phrase I've never heard in my life.
So beware, you mean?
Be thou ware is the example they gave me for tmesis.
No, I would never say be thou ware. Fletcher, be thou ware. No, it sounds like a bad Shakespearean play.
I never said thou. I mean though.
Yeah, we've kind of lost thou.
Fletcher mentioned last week, I think, algorithm. And we were talking about how the rebracketing occurred. And this is a case where not rebracketing, but the or the kind of got slonged onto the word. These are words from Arabic where Arabic will use the X, Y, or Z thing. And then in English or in other languages, the kind of got shoved in, and people think the whole word is like Alhambra. Kathy lives right near the Alhambra.
Okay, no, we never say Hambra, Ross. It's Alhambra.
Alhambra. Okay, I don't know, but okay.
Sorry.
But the al there is actually the.
Oh, so when you said the Alhambra, you should have just said Alhambra because al is the.
Is what? Well, we got an email ages ago, actually, when we first started doing the show, and I said something about the Alhambra, and a very nice gentleman emailed and said, oh, it should be Alhambra, all is the blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I live here. It's called the Alhambra.
Yeah, that one really gets me. I think it's really silly because you're basically, we've taken the word and now it means something in the language that we speak. So then it can be, I think, say in Arabic, for example, hamra means the red. So al-hamra would mean the red. But, but we're not saying, we don't see it as the red.
Yeah, this is slightly different. It doesn't have the in it, and it's maybe a little more controversial, but we talked a couple weeks about, we talked a couple weeks ago about au jus, right? We talk about the au jus.
Right.
And the au jus technically is not correct, but like au jus is now, going back to brackets, I guess, is now sort of a bracketed thing. Au jus is the thing, and you put the in front of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can. It's called juncture loss because it's usually articles that you're losing. But the one that drives me crazy, Ross and I have talked about this, is hoi polloi. Because hoi polloi we use is hoi polloi. It's like the hoi polloi. But actually it should be just hoi polloi.
No, it should be, it should be hoi polloi. You don't see,
that's what I just said. That's what I just said.
Yeah, because the hoi means the, and then polloi means many. So the many. But I don't see, but again, though, I
agree.
I know Greek and I know, what that they're saying, but this is not a Greek word anymore. This is an English word. The hoi polloi is English, and we could put the in front easily without any problem. I also hate that when people go Magna Carta, because Latin doesn't have Old Latin doesn't have a definite article. So in Latin, you'd write Magna Carta without the. But and a lot of times old sort of stuffy old English books will go, when King promulgated Magna Carta, and
I hate that. I agree with you, Ross.
terrible.
That just sets my teeth on edge, actually. And I always think they're just being like, Ponzi farts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree completely. Well said, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, things become English words that look exactly like the old Greek words or whatever, but they are now English words, and so yeah, it makes sense that we could put a the in front of them, because we don't all know Greek or Arabic or whatever.
No,
and we shouldn't. We don't need to.
Yeah.
Oh, we want to, we can, but we don't need to,
Yeah,
and I think we
right.
can go on.
but
Anyway,
the one that I was
go
going to
on,
say, the
Kat.
one that fascinated me was alcohol. I never knew this
Oh
because
yeah.
Ross was the one who said this. It comes from the Arabic, and again, it's a the and a word
Oh,
that
interesting.
it's alcohol. Alcohol. How do you
Alcohol,
say
I would
that?
think, yeah.
Alcohol.
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 Actually, let me
Alcohol.
look. Let me just see, because it means a
Alcohol.
distillate. The kul means a distillate. But yeah, no, it's
Well,
but
you
again, it's
definitely don't-
the, it's
Yeah,
the
but you-
again in front of it.
But you definitely don't have anybody running around correcting you on that one. I mean, anybody will say
No.
the alcohol. Nobody's going to tell
No.
you shouldn't say the.
No,
Exactly.
I would hope not.
No, and I think that's fine. I mean, that's one thing that does really get me when people insist on pronouncing it as, as they do, or making sure you're using they. Although I remember as a kid, I was learning Spanish in school, and I said Nueva New York, and Dad said it's Nueva York in Spanish. I said, no, it's Nueva New York. I could not get the idea. You can see where I was going, not too high. Oh, I should say it's cool. It's cool in Arabic. I forgot that, the powder.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to go to other Arabic words. Algorithm. Could you have any idea where this comes from, Fletcher? If you do, you win the award of the century.
Arabic. This one comes from Arabic.
Yes. And no, we can go. The first part, AL, we now know means what? The.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rhythm. No, of course I have no.
This is so mangled. It comes from a guy, Al-Khwarizmi, who was from Khwarizm, which is a modern Khiva in Uzbekistan. And he was a mathematician who worked with algebra, another Arabic word.
Mm-hmm.
And it became kind of, they mangled the name up, and it was algorithm for a while in Old French, and then it came anything. Then it became what we know.
Oh my. Fascinating.
The guy was actually Persian, Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi, but whatever.
Speaking of algebra,
Uh-huh.
have at it, Fletcher. You're
Yeah,
never going
well,
to get it.
No, of course not. I mean, I admit almost complete ignorance on Arabic, which is to my own detriment, I think. But no, I have absolutely no idea.
I would never. Okay. Help.
Okay,
Ross.
and it comes from the Arabic word al-jabr, which means restoring broken parts. Or you're putting
Al-jabr.
together things. You're putting together
Arabic
things.
is a really beautiful language.
Yeah.
It's got that nice flow in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely.
The early Arabic poetry is really
Why
gorgeous.
that I know, but not in Arabic.
But it's also easy because you can have in classical Arabic you have you can put endings on. You put endings on so you can rhyme really easily and flow beautifully.
Okay, Ross,
But-
I'm going to ask you to pronounce this. I have here that the
Oh, Kathy.
earliest, the words
Al-Mukhtasar
mathematical
fi Hisab
lose
al-Jabr
has its
wal-Muqabala.
earliest
Yeah.
record in Arabic in the title of this book, translatable as the Compendium on Calculation by Restoring and Balancing by the
Yes.
9th century mathematician Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi. Good for me. Okay, Ross, have at the title.
I'm gonna have a trouble with it. I'm gonna get. I think it's Al-Mukhtasar fi Hisab al-Jabr wal-Muqabala.
That's cool.
Well, whatever. I don't know. I've
So
not spoken
where's the
Arabic for years.
algebra in the
Al-Jabr.
Ah,
Al-Jabr, right there.
algebra.
Yeah,
Ah,
Al-Jabr.
it's spelled Aljabr, so it throws me, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, the next ones are interesting too. This one really was interesting. Admiral.
Admiral.
Yes.
That's from Arabic, huh?
You bet.
Wow.
You betcha.
You, that's not Arabic. Uh, huh. I mean, obviously, I don't know. I'm not going to have a clue on any of these, but it doesn't start with the al this time.
Well, it might not. It comes from the Arabic word Amir, and I'm sure you know Amir.
Yeah, I do
You
know
know,
that
like
one.
the commander, right? So
Yeah.
then we have Al Amir. So we do have the probably.
Oh,
Or it
yeah.
could, but we're not quite sure because without the al, there's still an a there anyway.
Yeah.
So it could be, but basically it comes from al amir, and then there's a debate in Arabic. Al amir Bahr would be commander of the sea, which could have been used, when people were fighting at the sea, and they could have heard that when you're fighting across the Mediterranean, or it could be al amir el umara, which would be the kind of the emir of emirs, which
Yeah.
could be it was apparently a title used in Sicily when Sicily is a really interesting place because Arabs invaded it and then Normans invaded it, so sort of got a
Mhm.
mixture of everything. So it could be from either both of those.
Wow. There's so much language smashing up against other language.
I
Isn't
know it's really
Isn't it
interesting.
cool?
Yeah.
Oh, I should add though, the D probably they're saying was an allusion to admire, a classical Latin word, which is interesting. They shoved
Oh,
the D
wow.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
What gets me living here is I mean, because obviously there's so much Arabic currently, around, and there's a lot of Arabs actually around. But I think that more than in the US, you just see the blend,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
it's quite shocking because I'm so oblivious, I think, as a normal, walking around person, to realize how much in English we go back to is from the Arabic, and I hear it here, and then I hear it in Spanish, and then I get how it got it. Then I get the English. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And I think that also leads to something. I think when you're a real purist in English, it's really hard to justify in some ways because the language is. I mean, English is wonderful in terms of like grabbing up other words, other
Oh
ideas,
yeah.
etc. So, like, what is pure English? I mean, I heard someone the other day go, "I want to speak pure English." Like, what is pure English? You know?
No such thing.
Yeah.
Is that with a Z? Sorry. This next word is one because I hear it here, artichoke.
Hmm.
Artichoke came from the Arabic.
Kath, how do you pronounce it in Spanish?
And oh God, alcachofa, I think. Alcachofa.
Okay, that's
Oh, wow.
interesting. Yeah.
Randy is the one, since he's the chef in the family, who knows all the food words. I'm like, I just eat. Alcachofa, I think so. See. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it would be in Arabic. It would be a khurshuf, which is no one's really quite sure the origin of that, but it comes from the Arabic in that sense.
But again, it's the and something, is
Yeah,
it not?
definitely.
The al, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The next one's really interesting. Apricot.
Now, we talked about this a couple
Yes.
weeks ago
Do you remember?
We did.
Yes.
when we brought up the word apricity. Kathy wanted to
Yes.
know
Yes,
if
we
it
did.
was related to apricot.
I want to see if Fletcher remembers the word. Yep, you're
I
right.
don't.
Abrigot. No, I don't remember exactly what it was. Something along those lines.
In Arabic, it was al-barkuk.
Albercook, yeah.
Right, which sounds, you can see how it came easily.
Yeah.
The weird
In
thing is in
Spanish,
Egyptian,
it's albracoque.
yeah,
Sorry.
it's
Okay.
there.
Wow.
No, the weird thing is in Arabic now in Egypt, this is my favorite word. I think I mentioned the last time, is mishmish.
Oh yeah, that's right. You
Yeah.
did say that. Yeah.
And then people basically are like, yeah, get out of here. You go, Tomorrow, Bokra fil mishmish. I always love that phrase.
Ooh, what is
Get
that?
out of here.
Repeat that.
Well, tomorrow the apricots. Bokra fil mishmish.
Bokra fil mishmish?
Mishmish, yes.
I'm going to use that when I go to the fruteria here because they're
Well,
all Arabs there.
Yeah, but
Doesn't
that's sort of
sound like
annoying
very
to say.
nice.
You're not
Yeah.
being,
Sounds like it's not very nice.
Oh.
well, I mean, it's not you're not saying like, hi, like that.
Oh, well, never mind. Forget it.
I mean, it's sort of sarcastic, so I guess you could say it. Like, if he goes, actually, you could say it like this. Like if he goes, boy, we're going to have great weather tomorrow. You could say, yeah, Bokra fil mishmish, in the sense of like, it's not going to happen. It's improbable.
Yeah, right is really
Yeah.
what it means then.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a nice way.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I like it. The next word, we've talked about this, I believe, is assassin. Assassin.
You might know this one, Fletcher, because this is a lot of times.
Yeah.
Let's see where you say it.
We may have talked about this, but I have also read about it. I don't know exactly if like the history is completely right or if there's debate about what the history is, but assassins were like supposed to be like hopped up on hashish or something.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yep. It's all hashashin.
Oh,
But-
Hashish
okay.
eaters.
Yes.
I like this one actually, because it's a story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we're not really sure this is true. That's the problem with it.
But I like it anyway.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the one problem we do get, and we get this a lot when we're looking up word origins, is people love to make stories up about
course,
words,
yeah.
and they're fun. Usually the words are more fun that way than in a way. I mean, this is generally the idea when they're like a fanatical Muslim sect in the mountains of Lebanon, and they were high, on hashish, and they would go out and kill people. There's no real evidence that this is true. It's interesting, though.
It seems to me if they did this in the 13th century or whatever, and they told the story, I'm going to believe it because it's not now. And it works. It's just
now.
and it reminds me of all those movies that you saw as a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fine.
I know.
I'm buying it.
We'll do one more word, Fletcher. Arsenal.
Which always reminds me of a soccer, football
It's
team.
not the football club, but it probably does. I don't know. What is the origin of Arsenal?
I don't know. You start talking and I'm going to check because I got
Yeah.
curious.
I'm curious now too. I mean, because I hear Arsenal much more as the football,
As
soccer
do
team.
I.
But anyway, Arsenal comes from which word, Fletcher? Do you know?
No, of course not.
No, it comes from Dar Sina, which is the house of manufacturing. And when in Arabic, it usually meant government-run manufacturing, which meant weapons. And then it came into Italian and Italian Latin, Arzana, Arsana, Arcanatus, et cetera, et cetera. And then it came in. Now, but I am curious, Kathy is checking as we speak. Does Arsenal the club?
The name originates from its founding by munition workers.
Okay, that's interesting.
At the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich, London.
Okay, so Fletcher, next time you're at a baseball game, you can tell the nearby person the origin of umpire. And then when you go watch soccer, you can tell us do you know where Arsenal comes from? And pour them
No,
tears.
I think he's going to yell at the numpire.
Yeah.
You blind! And then he's going to get a scarf and wave it at Arsenal games.
You're Saying It Wrong is part of the NPR network and is produced in the studios of KMUW in Wichita, Kansas by me, Fletcher Powell. Kathy Petrus records from her home in Armia, Spain, Ross Petrus from his home in Toronto, Ontario in Canada. Torrin Anderson composed our theme music, and our digital team is Beth Golay and Carly Cooper. You can find all of our past episodes by subscribing to the You're Saying It Wrong podcast wherever you get your podcasts, or by visiting us at kmuw.org. If you have a question for Kathy and Ross, if you'd like to suggest a topic, or you just want to reach out, you can email me at powell@kmuw.org or email them at kandrpetrus@gmail.com. You can also email us a voice memo of you asking it your question. You might get your voice heard on air. If you'd like to do the same thing by downloading the KMUW app, you can do that and just click the Talk to Us button. You can find all of Kathy and Ross's books pretty much anywhere you get books, and a handful of them are also available on audiobook, read by the authors themselves. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week.